What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another daily Man City transfer update. We're going to wrap up everything that happened over transfer deadline day and also some deals still knocking around as the transfer window isn't shut in some countries. So we're going to start off with the outers. We've got no contract news. First and foremost, the 2025 summer transfer window is now shut, so we've seen lots of transfers happen over the last 24 hours. Firstly, Jaden Heskey didn't happen for him to go to Sheffield Wednesday. The Manchester Evening News said that Sheffield Wednesday had asked Manchester City about loaning Jaden Heskey from them on transfer deadline day, but that loan transfer never materialised. That transfer is off, and Jaden is going to be staying with the City Football Academy until at least the January transfer window. Now, moving on, Will Dickson did leave Manchester City, one of the players from the City Football Academy. He's signed for Chesterfield on loan until January 5th of 2026. So I wanted to wish the best of luck to Will in League 2 for the first half of the season and hope he has a cracking loan campaign there. Laykyle Samuel has also left to go on loan to League 2. He's signed for Bromley on a season-long loan, so I wanted to wish Laykyle the very best of luck for the upcoming season. Hope he has a cracking loan spell as well. Mahamadou Susoho, he's joined Livingston in the Scottish Premier League on a season-long loan, so I wanted to wish Mahamadou the very best of luck up in Scotland and hope he has a cracking loan spell as well. We also saw Issa Kabore leave Man City on transfer deadline day on loan. He signed for Wrexham in the Championship, so I wanted to wish Issa the very best of luck in Wales and seeing how he gets on in the Championship. That's a straight loan, no purchase option included there on Issa Kabore. It's not stopped the loan transfers even to first team players, as Manuel Akanji confirmed at 9 a.m. this morning has signed for Inter Milan on a season-long loan. There's an option to buy worth €15 million, which is £13.04 million. €2 million loan fees being paid to Man City, which is £1.74 million. This transfer could well become an obligation to buy should Inter win Serie A, and also Manuel Akanji features in at least 50% of all games for Inter Milan as well. I wanted to wish Manu the very best of luck at Inter Milan. I hope he has a cracking loan spell, and also there is a chance here that we may never see Manuel Akanji around Manchester City or in a Manchester City shirt again. So if that is the case, I wanted to put on record of me saying a huge thank you to Manuel Akanji and helping to create some fantastic memories over the years, and he's been a cracking signing, I think, for Manchester City. So important to our treble winning season and a very important player in helping us to do the four-peat and break records, and I have nothing but sincere respect for what Manuel Akanji has achieved at Manchester City, and I really do hope that he has a brilliant loan spell in Inter Milan and for the future as well. Now, moving on, they've got the very latest on Ederson, and Jack Gaughan had confirmed that Ederson to Fenerbahce was worth £12 million. As the Turkish window was closing on September 11th, they had more time to sort this transfer out. It's the same situation with Ilkay Gundogan as well. Now, both these players were expected in Istanbul today. Ederson did arrive last night in Istanbul. He was greeted by Fenerbahce fans. He was wearing a Fenerbahce scarf, and so, yeah, very much a Fenerbahce player. Yagiz Sabuncuoglu said the deal was worth £11.24 million or €13 million. €11 million as an upfront fee, which is £9.51 million, with €2 million in bonuses or £1.73 million. And then at 8 a.m. this morning, this transfer was announced by Manchester City that Ederson has now left the club and signed for Fenerbahce. David Ornstein's confirmed that a total transfer worth €14 million has been agreed. That's what the transfer fee we're looking at all in, which is £12.17 million. So there's a bit of conflicting information about what the overall transfer fee is here. But I wanted to say a huge thank you to Ederson, wishing him the very best of luck in Turkey and with the future as well. I'm going to miss the best goalkeeper in the world with the ball at his feet. What a keeper he has been for Manchester City, and he leaves behind a tremendous legacy at City. And as I've just said with Manuel Akanji, we're looking here at a player that's been so important to Manchester City in creating this modern day dynasty, this dominance that Manchester City have had, and none of it happens without Ederson. He was so important in that Champions League final and helping us to win the Champions League for the very first time. He is a player that I have tremendous respect for, and I wish him nothing but success. And it's going to be real strange not seeing Ederson around here, but I do hope he has a fantastic move to Turkey. I hope he gets everything out of the move and more, and I want him to be really successful. Cool. Anyway, moving on from Ederson, we're going to speak about Ilkay Gundogan, and Galatasaray were being reported on transfer deadline day yesterday that were in advanced talks to sign Ilkay Gundogan from Man City. Man City had given the seal of approval as confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. This was roughly around 2 hours before the transfer deadline had shut here in England. A full agreement was put in place for Gundogan to sign them, and as the transfer obviously still hasn't formally been announced yet by Galatasaray, they've got until September 11th to get that one sorted. But Ilkay Gundogan's got all the time in the world because he's not on international duty as he's retired from international football with Germany. So it's expected that this deal, though, isn't going to take too long to get sorted, and if it's not announced at some point today, then it will get announced at some point tomorrow. It might even get announced whilst I'm speaking about this transfer. But he is going to be signing a contract until June of 2027, so a 2-year contract. This is all via Fabrizio Romano, who has given this transfer the here we go. Yagiz Sabuncuoglu over in Turkey has said that Gundogan was in Istanbul this afternoon completing his Galatasaray medical, which I do believe has now been completed. He'll have signed his contract, so it's all about when do Galatasaray want to announce this transfer. In terms of the actual transfer fee that we're looking at, Patrick Berger said that no fee is being paid to Man City. Man City are happy to let Ilkay Gundogan go. It's for free. They're not going to pick up any transfer fee. Of course, his contract was up this summer. He was meant to leave this summer, but a trigger in his extension of his contract had obviously gone through, so he ended up staying an additional 12 months, which I don't think Gundogan was expecting, and I don't think Man City wanted to use Gundogan as much as what they needed to use him for last season. But obviously Man City, with this gentleman's agreement they've had with Gundogan, that if a good offer does come in and he wants to take that offer, Man City aren't going to stand in his way, not even asking for a transfer fee, and that's the case here. It's very much a case of Man City freeing up space in their squad, freeing up a bit of wage on the wage bill, and Manchester City were wishing Ilkay Gundogan the very best for the future and sending their sincere thanks to what is a modern day Manchester City legend in Ilkay Gundogan. Galatasaray just this afternoon have been live streaming the arrival of Ilkay Gundogan. I think it was being watched by near enough 100,000 people live. Ilkay Gundogan's even posted on his own social media this afternoon with a picture of him when he was a child wearing a Galatasaray hat as well, so it seems like he's very excited for the move, and to be honest, I think it's fantastic to see. Now moving on, I've got a very quick line on Claudio Echeverri, because I know a couple of people have been speaking about Claudio Echeverri. So this is to do with the outs, to do with the Inter returning, him not returning, but the Athletic have said that City could well replace Ilkay Gundogan with Claudio Echeverri in the January transfer window. He's currently out on loan at Bayer Leverkusen, and he is going to stay there until at least January, as Man City do have the right to recall him, but that can only happen during the transfer window. As this transfer window has shut, Claudio Echeverri cannot come back to Manchester City until at least the January transfer window opens, which is on January 1st. City do now have room to register non-homegrown players, of course, with Ederson, Akanji, and also Ilkay Gundogan leaving. It means there is some room there for potential players either to be brought in who are non-homegrown or recall some of our loan players, including that of Claudio Echeverri or Vita Hayes, if they want to go down that route. It all depends on what more bits of business City want to get sorted. And speaking, we could still be seeing some out, so we've got the very latest on Stefan Ortega as well, because he could still be leaving Manchester City, and it has been reported from Florian Plettenberg over in Germany that there's still some interest coming in for Stefan Ortega. This is coming in from Turkey, where their window's still open until the 11th of September. Trabzonspor are interested in adding Stefan Ortega as a new goalkeeper. Ortega currently evaluating the option. No offer has been made yet. I think they're waiting for the green light for Ortega to say he is keen, but there could be some offers coming in from other countries who have still got their transfer windows open. Turkey is an option. Saudi Arabia could be another option for Stefan Ortega, and I'm going to keep an eye out over the next week or so, because it'll give me a good idea about what's going to happen with Stefan Ortega. Man City do have space in their squad if they want 4 goalkeepers and register 2 non-homegrown players in the form of Gianluigi Donnarumma and Stefan Ortega, and 2 homegrown goalkeepers in James Trafford and Marcus Bettinelli. But it doesn't really make much sense to have 4 goalkeepers, because no club needs 4 goalkeepers. It would be a waste of a registration for for Manchester City. But if we can't find another club and we've got space to add him, then I think City are going to add Stefan Ortega to their registrations for the upcoming season, which just seems a bit daft. So it would make sense that if an offer does come in from a club in the next few days for a club that's still got their transfer window open, if Ortega's keen, then make that transfer happen. I think the big problem that we've got with Stefan Ortega, I don't think City would ask for a big fee. I think the big problem that you've got is it's all coming down to the wage of Stefan Ortega. You're looking at just under £100,000 per week, which a lot of clubs cannot afford. So we'll see what does happen. We'll see if he gets registered. If not, then I imagine that he will be off and he'll be going somewhere. So we'll see, and we'll get further updates on that throughout the next week or so. Anyway, moving on to the ins. So the only transfer left for me to speak about with this transfer window now is Gianluigi Donnarumma, and talk about leaving things late. So Fabrizio Romano had said just 2 hours before the window shut yesterday that Donnarumma had completed his medical in Italy with Manchester City. He'd signed his Manchester City contract. All paperwork had been submitted on time. There were no problems at all with the transfer. So there was no Mark Guehi problems. He's not managed to seal his transfer to Liverpool from Crystal Palace because Crystal Palace blocked the paperwork on purpose. So Mark Guehi had to stay there because they were struggling to make a replacement transfer happen. So they never sanctioned that sale, which shows you how tight things can be. And leaving things late, it always leads to potential problems that you don't foresee, situations like that. So I would always recommend getting your transfer business done early rather than late. Thankfully for Man City, things didn't fall through. They got everything submitted and sorted, and Gianluigi Donnarumma is now a Manchester City player, announced at 10 a.m. this morning. So David Ornstein has said that it's a deal worth £30.3 million all in, or 35 million euros. However, Jack Gaughan has said, and again a bit of a debate on the fee here, he's saying it's 30 million euros or 26 million pounds. Sky Sports have said it's 26 million pounds, which takes Gigi Donnarumma to Manchester City instead. He's signed a contract until 2030, confirmed by Man City, also reported by Jack Gaughan, so spot on with that information. There's also the option of an additional year as well included on the contract. This came via Jack Gaughan. Fabrizio Romano had echoed them thoughts as well. Sky Sports News had confirmed that all documentations have gone in. Donnarumma is now a Manchester City player, all paperwork sorted. We're just waiting for international clearance, which will happen over the international break, and Gianluigi Donnarumma, as long as he doesn't pick up an injury, will be available for selection for Man City's next game, the Manchester Derby at home. And what a debut that is to potentially make for Gianluigi Donnarumma. As I said, £26 million deal, signs on a 5-year contract with the option of a further year. I wanted to formally welcome Gigi Donnarumma to Manchester City and wishing him the very best of luck here. I hope he has a fantastic time. We're looking here at a world-class goalkeeper, brilliant with his shot stopping, and I can't wait to see what he can do with Manchester City. I have already put out my announcement video from earlier on today if you want to go and hear more thoughts about Gianluigi Donnarumma, the 26-year-old Italian number one, PSG's former goalkeeper now, and also current Champions League winner, and for me, arguably the best goalkeeper in the world at Manchester City, and the kind of calibre of player that you want to be adding to your team to help strengthen your team as well, in particular in a position where we've got players who didn't want to be here, like Ederson, maybe like Stefan Ortega, not signing new contracts, and basically bringing the average age of the squad down. And what we're looking at here, if Stefan Ortega ends up leaving as well, is all changing the goalkeepers. Scott Carson leaves, Ederson leaves, Stefan Ortega potentially leaves, and you're replacing these with Donnarumma, with James Trafford, with Marcus Bettinelli, and I think there's some fantastic contingencies in our goalkeeping situation. Not ideal, granted, never ideal to lose 3 goalkeepers and replace 3 goalkeepers to come into your first team squad, but it does mean that if Man City do get it right, we may not have to look at goalkeepers for a very long time. So we'll see how this works with Donnarumma and James Trafford, but I'm really excited to have Donnarumma here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to see what he can do, and I'm going to find it really interesting now to see how Pep Guardiola and Manchester City manage the expectations of these 2 high-profile, fantastic goalkeepers, and how we're going to make it work, and what the minutes are going to look like, what the starts are going to look like. And are we looking here at maybe a phase out of a traditional first choice and second choice keeper? Are you literally looking here at just 2 fantastic goalkeepers who, whichever game you're playing, we're going to give the nod to one or the other? One goalkeeper real good with their distribution, of upcoming prospects, good with their shot stopping, or we're looking here at a world-class Gianluigi Donnarumma, who's not the best with their distribution, but could be good if Man City are going to have their backs against the wall against teams who are prepared to press us, create opportunities, attack, and try and score goals, which Donnarumma, I think, would be a brilliant goalkeeper to have in goal to try and keep the scoreline down and keep clean sheets, which ultimately is what Donnarumma is very good at. Plus, knows how to save penalties as well. So yeah, there we go. Transfer window done and dusted. I'm going to be back with one more transfer video for you guys to enjoy. That'll be tomorrow. That will be me rating Manchester City's transfer window out of 10. We'll go through all the deals that Man City have done. I'll give my thoughts on that. Yeah, we'll then end the daily transfer series there. We'll be back again January 1st with my daily Man City transfer updates. And of course, I'm going to have my transfer updates. I'm hoping to be rolling out at least weekly for you guys to enjoy through September, October, November, December, from January 1st, daily City transfer updates. But still, one more transfer video to go from tomorrow, so I'll see you then religiously for the next City transfer video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up on today's video. We're aiming for 300 likes. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Now less than 250 subs away from my goal of 47,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be great. Social media links, they're in the description as well if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you tomorrow for me rating Man City's transfer window. So I've been JSGC. Peace. Ciao for now.